talk a bit about jumping up in dogs. Rosa's got a real issue with jumping up, and it's something that we need to address because her owners have grandchildren. And just in any case, we need to deal with jumping up because we don't want our dogs to jump up at random people and random members of the public. Under the new current dog law, a dog can actually end up with a control order just for jumping up with the wrong person. So that's really important for people to appreciate. Not everybody likes to have dogs jumping at them, and it can hurt. You know, it can hurt young kids. You can get scratches. It's not pleasant. So currently, someone only needs to feel at risk of being bitten or hurt, harmed by a dog, for them to be able to report that to the police. And then your dog can end up with what we call a control order, which is kind of like a doggy aspect, where your dog has to be kept on lead at all times. So jumping up, it's important to deal with. Often, just by reinforcing the dog but not jumping, we can lessen that desire in them to jump because there's no reinforcement happening for the act of jumping. So the more we feed our dog and reward them, reinforce them for not jumping, the more they'll choose to not jump because they know that that's when the good stuff happens. Often, so I'm going to do some of the stuff from sitting and some stuff with me standing. So often this happens in many different contexts, but often when people are coming to the house. And what I tend to say to people is have just some treats by the door that people can get a hold of, or the owner have things at the door, treats at the door, and then as soon as you're walking through the door, as soon as people come, just drop food on the floor. So reinforcement's always consistently coming from the ground, not from up here jumping at people. Because even without giving them food for doing that, there's quite a bit of an endorphin rush going on there. The act of jumping itself is internally rewarding. And also there's feedback there. So even if it's someone going, oh no, get off, you know, some dogs find that really reinforcing. Or they're being pushed off, and some dogs find that physical contact reinforcing. Because it's feedback of some sort. Good girl. So when we are, obviously I've been doing a lot of it whilst I've been talking to you, just feeding her on the ground, or feeding her from my hand with my hand down low. So that already I'm building the pattern of reinforcements always on the ground, not up here on me. And then I'm going to start doing that from standing. When a dog does manage to successfully jump, the aim is always to preempt the jumping and get in there with the reinforcer before they actually manage to do it. But if they do actually manage to jump, there's different things you can do. So some people say to sort of lift your knee up. I personally don't like that advice because I think the temptation is then there to cause harm to the dog, which we don't need to do. And some people will interpret that as knee the dog forcefully, which again, unnecessary, don't need to do. Some people say to turn your back on the dog. I personally don't particularly like that either because I find then it kind of becomes a bit of a game with the dog. So what I do is I will walk into the dog just to off-balance them, so then it results in them having to get off. Okay, and then I will follow through with reinforcement when they are off on the floor. So I'm going to attach this to me, otherwise she's just going to be in that. Oh, good girl. Let me attach this to my back. Good girl. Good. Right. Good. Rosa. Good girl. Good. Once we've been doing that for a while, we then want to start raising the excitement level to desensitise the dog to a more excited person, more excited stimulus. No. Good. So we can then prepare her for those times in the street where someone goes, "Oh, what a lovely puppy you've got, la 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 la." So I start doing that by gradually making myself more exciting. She already has repetitions of not jumping at me, which is great. Good girl. So then I will start being more exciting. Okay. Hi, Rosa. Yes. Good girl. Oh, a lovely puppy. No. Good. Girl. Yes. Hey, pop-ups. Hey, pop-ups. Yeah. Oh, sorry, Rosa. Good girl. Good. Yeah. Pop. Yeah. Hi, Rosa. Good girl. Yes. Rosa. Yes. Good girl. Rosa. Good girl. Come on. Hey. Yeah. Good girl. Good. Yeah. Yes. Good girl. Oh, get it. Rosa. Good girl. Good. Good. Yes. Good job. And by explaining that exercise to our dogs, we can desensitise them to really, no, good, to more excited greetings from people. Off. Okay, so we'll let her jump at me and deal with it. And we also need to teach the dog the understanding of the command off and the understanding of no. Good girl. Come here. Okay. Come here then. Rosa. Okay. Good girl. So I'm going to withhold food because that's what made her kind of jump up at me before. No. Off. Good. Yes. Okay. So it's really important to tell the dog really clearly what you don't like. So no is my negative marker, which means to Rosa, that was wrong, try something else. Then I'm going to follow that with the command that I want to teach her, off, put her off, and then tell her, good girl, and reward her for being off. Okay? Okay? Okay, Rosa? Okay. Choices. Good. Good girl. Yes. Yeah. Okay, and that's some stuff that you can do to help with jumping up in your dogs. Good girl, Rosa.